Okay, now we talked about the fact that the government is supposed to be involved politically, having discussions on combating drugs and crime, and the many reasons why they are having that discussion. The many reasons why they are having that discussion, we've actually been going into some of those topics over time when I've been building with you over the months and stuff, which we've been building for years. But at the same time, politically, how do you see like the political aspect of what's going on there affecting crime? You got Donald Trump out there, he being charged with a felony or some felonies. You got different aspects of other political arguments about Biden falling out and being too old to run the country, and his agendas being basically not what the country need, as well as people saying Trump agendas is not what the country need, yet people are actually geared towards supporting Trump more than Biden, it looked like, because it seems to me that Biden is basically being looked at as the only option for the people outside of Trump.
Right.
And why you think the media make it look like that?
Because they're getting paid. They getting paid to do that. They get paid to do that. These hidden entities that don't nobody know about, they got billions of dollars that add up to trillions when all the organizations come together, these corporations, multi-million-dollar corporations, trillion-dollar corporations. Look how easy it was for Donald Trump to get that money from this billionaire. We needed 140 million.
Well, Donald Trump gonna have financial backing. Yeah. Donald Trump ain't a fly-by-night financial guy. Like he's gonna have financial backing, and anybody who think he's gonna go broke, they're delusional, and they don't understand what they're looking at.
Right.
No, he's gonna have financial backing.
Right.
And the thing is, like, Donald Trump is being charged with felonies like anybody else can be charged with felonies. But my thing is, that don't mean Donald Trump will get the results like anybody else get that's charged with a felony. And the reality is, I still ask myself, regardless to any personal feelings or anything, is Donald Trump really guilty?
Right.
Is he really guilty?
Right.
I ask myself that about Puff Daddy. Is Puff Daddy really guilty as they branded him in this entertainment industry as an animal?
Right.
Who's really guilty?
Right.
Was Bill Cosby really guilty? Because Bill Cosby home.
Right.
Or did you just want to shut Bill Cosby up? Like, what's really going on?
Right.
Who's really guilty and who's really innocent? Because my thing is, I'm looking at this situation like, what I seen, they sent the Homeland Security in Puff Daddy house.
Right, which is not even their job.
A Homeland Security in Puff Daddy house. And it was almost like, I said, now, the Homeland Security is in Puff Daddy's residence. And let's get this twisted. These residences not in Puff Daddy's name. So a lot of people need to understand that too. But of course they know Puff Daddy linked to the purchases of these properties somehow. They gonna try to tie him to this or that. All right, so check it out. You send the Homeland Security in Puff Daddy house. I have to wonder who made that decision and why. No DEA, no FBI, no CIA, the Homeland Security.
Right. So do we have tapes on?
Yeah. What information do we have?
We know we do, but the question is.
No, I don't know what he got. But my thing is.
We don't know who. But from what has been said, there is enough evidence to state that he does record. According to the
that Puff Daddy records?
He records his parties.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? He records his events.
Okay.
You see, so there is enough evidence because there's enough witnesses to know
that he records his events.
However, it's a certain entity or a certain group out there or a certain person out there that have done something that is dirty that they don't want the public to know. And right now, Puff has been trained. He started this young. So he has been trained to get dirt and to hold dirt on them. You see what I'm saying? Because when you do that and you don't want nobody to know what you've done, then you control that individual.
Now, I ask myself that question. I say, okay, do Puff Daddy have some on these cameras that these people want that Puff Daddy can expose on somebody in this
very powerful.
Financial pool of money
Right.
that's been funding him. Like, dude, he has some type of dirt or some type of information that can bring some truth to the fact that if you want to bring me down, then
And that's what it's
bring
about.
bring this with me. And my thing is, if he have that kind of information, he is a threat with it. So you would try to confiscate any type of visual footage he has. Because my thing is, they made Puff Daddy look like he been bringing over boatloads of females or something from foreign countries or
You got to
something.
paint the picture.
Yeah, and I'm like, that's just not. That man is an entertainer. Like, he's an entertainer. They out, and entertainers do what? They stay out, party all night. Not all along, but the majority of them, 90-some% stay out partying all the time, working, barely getting sleep, freaking and having sex, a bunch of sex. And the reality is, these parties I'm sure they get pretty out of control, but not to the point where they foolish where Puff Daddy gonna go and record his own black booty shaking and screwing and getting screwed or whatever he doing. I don't know what the man doing, but I know he ain't that stupid to go and record himself naked.
Well, it's something.
He's Puff Daddy.
Right. And it's something
He's
else.
an icon.
Right.
I don't even got that much money, and I ain't dumb enough to do no mess like that. I'm gonna go and record myself screwing some females in an orgy with a bunch of females. You think I'm gonna do that to myself?
Right. It's something.
You think Puff Daddy gonna do that to himself? I can't believe that. Where's the film? If they had that kind of film, you would see it all on social media. And here's my thing that really, and I ain't taking up for nobody, but I am being a realist and not gonna sit here and run with a bunch of fake news. Because if you look at a lot of these YouTube videos, or they using these AIs to speak these voices across the screen, across different visuals that they're putting into these YouTube videos, you got to ask yourself and pay attention to the details. Because I just be blown by some of the stuff they saying, and I'm like, yo, how do you know this is true?
Right.
Like, how do you know this is true?
I look at it like this, man. To be honest with you, there's something bigger, because I checked a couple of his videos out and his events, and he was always raising money for a positive cause.
Who, Puff?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm saying he innocent.
Yes.
I don't know him
Yes.
personally, and I'm not gonna say he innocent. I'm not gonna say he guilty.
Yes.
But I heard a song Gucci Man did on him the other day with Gucci Man with like no Diddy. You heard that song?
Right, I heard it. But
Yeah.
look, not to get off the.
Go ahead.
topic, there is something going on that they know that's about to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And Puff is not the way they trying to put it out, as though he's just a sex maniac. So
Right.
if you check some of his events out, he's raising them, a lot of them parties. He was raising money. You see what I'm saying? So there's something that's about to happen that they know about. You see what I'm saying? That the system know about. So the thing is, are you actually going in there looking for the tapes, and this is what you telling people because this is what you want them to think, that you're doing it because of sex trafficking?
Well, here's the thing, man. But when you give someone $100 million or more for, and I ain't gonna say he gave Cassidy money for. I ain't gonna say Puff gave Cassidy money for hush money. I'm not gonna say that. But when you give a person $100 million or more after they make an accusation like she made against him, see, these enemies of yours, when you trying to sue people like Ciroc and, cause Puff Daddy, a lot of people don't know, Puff Daddy is trying to sue these people for certain things, and or if he not suing them, he's selling his percentages in it or whatever. And when these business deals are going down, well, however they're going down, I don't like to speak on the factual of the deal because you don't know, you're not there. But when these business deals are going down and stuff, you don't know the emotions behind someone losing a bunch of millions and millions of dollars. And when people got that kind of money, they connected to people with power to push buttons, right? So if someone wanted to push a button on Puff Daddy because he had a problem with the way the brand Ciroc treatment was being measured towards him, for instance, and they knew some more people in the industry that they could connect to make things matters worse for him, they're gonna do that in order to get him out the way of affecting the way the finances flow to that brand, income-wise, and how it's coming. Ciroc sold in the black community because of Puff Daddy. Bottom line, hands down. He branded that. And see, not only that issue right there, if you look at the fact that Puffy has been in a lot of different places over the years. All right, he's been in a lot of different places over the years. He's been in trouble with Shine previously, before now. Now here comes a situation with Cassidy. So what happens when Cassidy get paid? In their mind, oh, he's admitted to being this type of character person. So now the media can drag him. They couldn't drag him like that before he paid Cassidy. Soon as he paid Cassidy, they drag him. But Puff Daddy been in a lot of situations. Go back to one of his speeches that he did at one of the awards, when he was talking about how the industry catered to cultures other than his own.
Now to my other family, my musical family. During the hardest year of my life, all of y'all was there to check on me and push me up. And I want to tell y'all I appreciate that. I love that. And I wouldn't be here if I didn't get those messages. And I want to thank everybody here from the bottom of my heart, you know, that really cared about me. And we are a musical family, and we have to be there for each other. And now because we are a family, I have to be honest. You know, for the last 2 days, I've been conflicted. You know, I'm being honored by the industry that I love, the family that I love. But there's an elephant in the room. And it's not just about the Grammys. There's discrimination and injustice everywhere at an all-time high. But there's something I need to say to the Grammys. And I changed my middle name to Love, so it's Sean Love Combs now. You don't have to call me a different name. It's an added-on name if you want to call me Love. So I say this with love to the Grammys. Because you really need to know this. Every year, y'all be killing us, man. Man, I'm talking about the pain. I'm speaking for all the artists here, the producers, the executives, the amount of time that it takes to make these records, to pour your heart out into it, and you just want an even playing field. In the great words of Erykah Badu, we are artists and we are sensitive about our We are passionate. For most of us, this is all we got. This is our only hope. Truth be told, hip-hop has never been respected by the Grammys. Black music has never been respected by the Grammys to the point that it should be. So right now, this current situation, it's not a revelation. This thing been going on. And it's not just going on in music, it's going on in film, it's going on in sports, it's going on around the world. And for years, we've allowed institutions that have never had our best interests at heart to judge us. And that stops right now. I'm officially starting the clock. Y'all got 365 days to get this together. We need the artists to take back the control. We need transparency. We need diversity. This is the room that has the power to make the change that needs to be made. They have to make the changes for us. They're a nonprofit organization that is supposed to protect the welfare of the musical community. That's what it says on the mission statement. That's the truth. They work for us.
Or ours. And he was speaking towards the fact that it's time for black people to actually come together and start taking over a certain way that the industry is controlling and handling black talent. People don't know about that speech. A lot of people don't know about him saying that. A lot of people don't know Puff Daddy said that before he started being attacked from all these other angles.
Then you have to look,
And you got to go ahead.
then you have to look at it as the Homeland Security, as powerful as they are, and what, 2 weeks, 3 weeks now that this incident happened, and you don't have no charges.
For who, Puff?
Yeah, no charges been brought against him.
Right, but it's not always about the charges. Right now, it's more so about they're slandering and destroying this man's image to a degree.
He can sue and get,
No, you
get
can't.
that.
Nah, you would think that you would be able to sue all those social media clowns that done put anything negative up about you, especially if you could prove that it's not true. But how can you prove that an accusation is not true once Cassidy put out there what she put out there was going on, and the way who knows who twisted Cassidy's story in 20 million different ways? Who knows? Who knows is Cassidy? I ain't heard Cassidy say it directly out of her mouth. My thing is the media. I was taught by older gentleman when I was 20 years old. He taught me way before YouTube was even jumping. He taught me about entrapment by media imagery.
Yeah.
His name was Brother 14X. William Spradley. You know him?
Yeah, I think
You probably did some time. He did a lot of time. Older gentleman. I think he deceased right now because I can never contact him. And I've been trying for years.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was I consider him one of my dear enlighteners. He really showed me that I could memorize stuff. He pointed that out to me, how well I memorized stuff so quick and could just go back with it. And he taught me how I could have easily been an actor and could have remembered scripts. And I was sitting in penitentiary. Different things that he would teach me. He would take the Final Call newspapers, all type of stuff, and just write out questions and answers for me to look at. And that was before I even studied Knowledge 120 or anything about any Supreme Wisdom lessons, anything. He first started going to the Final Call. He create different stuff like all type of different questions he would ask me, man. Who are the original Jews? Just different stuff he would write down and have me quote it back to him what I remember from the paper, what I remember. And he showed me that, hey, I really memorized stuff because in school I never really paid attention to it.
But they don't teach you that. That's
No, they don't teach you to pay attention to what you know and how powerful you are and your strengths and how your strengths are actually able to take you to places to empower you even in the places where you're weak. Because see, we all have weaknesses, but if we don't know our strengths, we can't even empower ourselves where we're weak at. So people around you are guides and they can't point to your strengths, they're going to basically deter you from being strong and cause you to become vulnerable to the things you weak is at. And you got to know that. Donald Trump, it don't matter if he president or Biden. Don't matter. If we as a people do not realize, number one, we need to create an economic floor base. And I ain't just saying I ain't just saying it's black people, because I'm gonna tell you something, man. Black people not the only one in poverty, bro. You have white people in poverty too. You have Asians in poverty. People want you to just believe black. It ain't just blacks. But what I will tell a lot of these people in America right now that's sitting around and they arguing about, well, I ain't African American. Okay, we get that. We get your argument. Before the Bacon's Rebellion, in the census, won't nobody put in these boxes. You white, you black, you this. Won't none of that. But what I need people to understand is this. If you're in America, I don't care if you ain't African American in your mind or you all African in your mind or you, whatever you are in your mind, realize The hierarchies of America put you in a box. And you need to recognize who's been put in that box.
That's right.
And who are they identifying as being in that box. And them people in that box need to start building an economic floor base. Meaning they need an economy that they can depend on, that don't just depend on being ran and operating consistently from everything outside of.
To the government.
Not just the government, man.
But
Other cultures, period.
That's what most people...
Like other cultures. Asians got them a foundation. Asians grow their own foods. In America, do we grow any of our own foods?
No, not at all.
And have our own grocery stores? No. Asians got their own grocery stores.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so my thing is, like, we need an economic floor base. We need somebody to own some stores that care about feeding us if a civil war come out in America. If something happened in America, we need a script to say, hey, we got a structured base to get food from A to Z. We don't need to depend on nobody for our food source. Why would Bill Gates buy up all the land? You think about it.
A wizard in computers, but yet they calling him Farm King.
Bought up all the land for what? I mean, I'm not knocking him. He's an entrepreneur. He bought the land, and now he got his right to use it like he wants to. But when do we start buying up land? See, it's hard for us to buy up enough land because we too busy thinking that I got to buy the land. You got to buy the land. We ain't thinking we got to buy the land. Me and your money don't compete with Bill Gates, but that don't mean we don't got money in our community. We don't have a co-op in our community. Because in the museum, in the 10th chapter, in the museum in the 9th chapter, I show people the chapter called Entrepreneurship and Drive and how many billionaires we got that look like you and me. And we don't have a money problem as a African American, whatever you want to call yourself, black culture in America. We don't have a money problem. We have, because people in our culture got money, we got a unification problem and putting together certain finances together to pool resources to the point where we don't got to depend on nobody's loan. We don't got to depend on nobody's not only nobody loan to operate, we don't got to depend on nobody food, they seeds. See, if you gonna buy land, you still need seeds that grow food. How you gonna grow food if you ain't got no seeds?
Facts.
Where your seeds coming from?
And that's another thing you need to do.
So like I said, I don't care if Biden or Trump is in office. If as an individual population within America, we don't start to look at why we on the news every day for shooting and killing one another. Yeah, you got gangs out West Coast, biker gangs. They eat one another alive. You don't see that on the news though. So I'm talking about, why do we always appear on the news shooting and killing one another? We need to be concerned with that. We need to be concerned about our youth go to prison at a faster rate than they go to college.
Appreciate it. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. All right. Nice.